This is the 18 WJTS News. I'm Charlotte Olson. An anonymous tip received Thursday led troopers with the Indiana State Police to a meth lab and later the arrest of two suspects believed to be responsible. Just before 5:30 p.m., authorities received an anonymous tip that two men were manufacturing methamphetamine along the riverbank near the boat ramp parking lot in Troy. Troopers, along with members of the Perry County Sheriff's Department and the Tell City Police Department, entered the wooded area and began to search for the location of the meth lab and the suspects. Officers say that they observed 26-year-old Joshua Robbins of Tell City kneeling down and working with something on the ground. Police say that once officers announced their presence and identity, Robbins began throwing items into the Ohio River. They observed Robbins throw the reaction vessel used in the manufacturing of methamphetamine into the water, which once coming into contact with the water caught on fire and began emitting strong chemical fumes. They say that shortly thereafter, Robbins complied with instructions given by the officers and was placed into custody without incident. Officers found two hydrogen chloride generators, a one-pot meth lab, sulfuric acid, lithium, and salt at the scene with Robbins, all of which are chemicals and precursors used to manufacture methamphetamine. Robbins faces a level 5 felony count of manufacturing methamphetamine, and he also faces a level 6 felony count of dumping controlled substance waste, possessions of precursors, and maintaining a common nuisance and obstruction of justice. The second male, 45-year-old Gordon Paline, also of Tell City, who was seen by officials but had left the area before he could be taken into custody, was later located at his Tell City residence. Police say that Paline was wearing the same clothing at the time of his arrest as when he was visually identified by officers earlier in the evening. Officers later learned that Paline had purchased methamphetamine earlier in the day to be used in the meth lab. He was jailed without incident and is looking at a level 5 felony count of manufacturing methamphetamine, plus level 6 felony counts of possession and precursors and of maintaining a common nuisance. The Indiana State Police and Perry County law enforcement encourages citizens to continue to be proactive with their assistance against drug activity. Those with information are asked to continue their help within their communities by calling the Indiana State Police at 812-482-1441 or your local law enforcement agency with tips and information that you might have. Of course, all of your calls and information will remain anonymous. The Dubois County Sheriff's Department is warning the public about yet another possible scam involving individuals perpetuating to be the Indiana Department of Revenue. Deputies received a call from a Cass Township resident late Friday morning who reported receiving a letter appearing to be from the State Department of Revenue. It said a tax return had been received in his name dated January 21st. The letter questioned whether the complainant had in fact filed the return. The letter said that the Cass Township resident should contact local law enforcement to set up a credit report and a fraud alert. A deputy who called a phone number listed on the letter and spoke to a man who gave a name as Jack and perpetuated employee number. After placing the deputy on hold, Jack came back on the line and said that the original complainant should call in and take a credit quiz. The deputies contacted a supervisor at the Indiana State Police Post in Jasper. Together, the local law enforcement officers could not connect the phone number on the letter with any known Indiana Department of Revenue number. Deputies say that the complainant called federal authorities who could not confirm the receipt of any tax return in the man's name. At this point, the Sheriff's Department said that the letter looked like an elaborate scam. They recommended that not giving out personal information over the phone, even if that means telling someone perpetually representing the Department of Revenue to send an agent or name a business office to visit. The Jasper Public Library and Jasper Community Arts Commission Joint Committee will meet Tuesday afternoon to renew proposals from potential developers interested in partnering with the two entities on the Jasper Cultural Center project. The meeting is set for 5:15 p.m. in the upstairs conference room at the Jasper City Hall, following the Arts Commission's meeting at 4:30 p.m. The Arts Commission and Library Board are working on the center project, which would be built at the site of the former Hoosier Desk building at 3rd and Mill Streets in Jasper. The project would include the library, arts and private development. The joint committee, comprised of Library Director Christine Golden, Jasper Library Board President Dean Vonderhey, Library Board Member Mark Kunkel, Arts Director Kit Miracle, and Arts Board members Darla Blasey and Kyle Rupert plan to recommend a candidate to both boards for approval after the Arts Commission's Tuesday, March 1st meeting. Committee members of the DuBois County Democratic Party met last Thursday in a caucus meeting and selected Jim Schrader of Jasper as a member of the Bainbridge Township Advisory Board. The 60-year-old Schrader is Chief Executive Officer of the DuBois Pike Federal Credit Union, and he is also a retired DuBois middle school teacher, having taught in the district for 33 years, and is Vice President of the Jasper Plan Commission. In a release, he says that he's always been interested in government and would like to help out and serve when and wherever possible. A native of Jasper, he still lives in the city with his wife Donna, and they have 4 grown sons. Democratic committee members met last Thursday in a caucus meeting to select Schrader to replace Dave Hurst on the board. Hurst is now a Jasper councilman. The DuBois County Emerging Leaders will kick off another year of giving Thursday, February 11th at Cool Beans in Huntingburg. Individuals who have a passion for philanthropy or want to learn more about this group are encouraged to attend. Emerging Leaders, a giving circle established in 2012 by the DuBois County Community Foundation, seeks to contribute to the health and public good of our community at large through philanthropy and charitable giving. Each member that is a part of this wonderful organization commits to giving as little as $120 per individual or $180 as a couple per year. Members will then share a vote in where the grant will be directed each year end. Emerging Leaders co-chair Steffi Schmucker also says the group is excited to see what this year has to bring and what effect Emerging Leaders will continue to have on the community. Last year, they gave a $5,000 grant recipient was given to Next Act Incorporated, a nonprofit who is working to save, revive, and revitalize the Astor Theater in downtown Jasper. To date, the local giving circle has granted over $23,000 to local charities. Once again, this year's kickoff party is set for Thursday, February the 11th at Cool Beans in Huntingburg and will begin at 6 p.m. To learn more about the DuBois County Community Foundation, you can call them at 812-482-5295 or go online to www.elgiving.org. Keep it right here because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.